Westhorpe in Leicestershire, S3.
A hammerhead shark of a machine, this one.
Absolutely stunning. The S3 team there you are. Right, OK, what's different? Because you've lost to both these opponents before.
Only just, but yes,
What's going to stop you going out this time?
Well, we're against two flippers, and we don't usually do flippers, but we now do. We have an anti-flipper skid at the front. So the plan is that they run up it and hit the disc, and then it's bye-bye.
Right. That's the plan.
This has improved drive, more power, better control, is heavier, stronger and more destructive with the vertical disc, but don't trust that aluminium armour.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams. The Firestorm team, Graham Bone and Hazel Heslop. Thumbs up there to Bigger Brother on the left, Joe, Ellie and Ian Watts, and S3 captained by Dave Barker on the right. In the arena, Mr. Psycho. And Dead Metal too. Already, Firestorm on the attack. S3 trying to draw them on. Is that the plan? That's what we heard from the pits. S3 though, against the angle grinder there. You can see the sparks flying. Bigger Brother gets the flipper to work. Immediately driving on though is Firestorm once again. He can get up to 12 miles an hour. S3 and jumping it out! Very quick! And over and out for S3. Firestorm attacking Bigger Brother now. Well, this is for pride and perhaps a little bit of a grudge because S3 are gone. They were bumping, they were barged. Up on the blade, looked vulnerable. A little flick on the way through from Firestorm. Bigger Brother took over. And out they went. Over in a trice, which was nice. Celebrations for Bigger Brother. Commiserations for S3. Firestorm, of course, also through.
Oh, blink! And you would have missed it. S3 tossed out of the arena. Bigger Brother and Firestorm 4, they go through.
Part of me wants to keep this really short and just say, nice anti-flipping device.
Yeah, it is a bit nice and bent.
Look, there you go. That's what happened to the anti-flipping device. So in terms of a Robot Wars defeat then, would you say that's one of the most embarrassing ways you can go?
Very much so, yes. Again, yes.
Embarrassed? You should be S3. You're out. Firestorm 4 and Bigger Brother through to round 2, heat 1 of the All-Stars. And this is how they line up. In a minute, Tornado against Bigger Brother, but first, Firestorm against Dan Tom Kier. Philippa's with them.
You're up against the Firestorm team. You've had a good look. I think this is going to be quite interesting because you're quite evenly matched, aren't you?
Very evenly matched.
But there's one thing you've thought through, one way that you're going to beat them.
We have a high power flipper system, but it only works when the gas is high pressure.
Yeah.
So my poor son Daniel is going to be cuddling the bottle like a teddy bear.
Cuddling the bottle? Why though?
A couple of extra degrees of body heat into the gas makes it flow and expand much, much quicker.
Does it? So it gives you that bit more power?
I hope so.
I wonder if they've realised that. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell them, but I'm going to find out if they've realised it. So it is quite cold in here today, so that also has lowered the temperature for these gas bottles. So as ever, these two sat here, cool, calm, collected, the Firestorm team. But up against Dan Tom Kier, how do you feel?
It should be interesting. I think we're very evenly matched.
It's we're sitting here. It's quite cold in here, isn't it? Will that affect the performance of the robot?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
It should be all right.
Okay. Thanks, Firestorm team.
Thank you.
See, they're very cool.
It's a brave robot who enters the war zone tonight. But they'll need more than just courage. This is round 2.
Dan Tom Kier.
Very aggressive, I thought, in the first melee. There in the pot. Michael and Dan Lambert and Stephen Gadsby.
Firestorm 4.
Has the flipper capability great experience too. Graham Bone and Hazel Heslop.
Roboteers, stand by.
Sergeant Bash is in the arena. Lick of flame never did anyone any harm. Yes, it did. And of course, with him is Shunt. Firestorm getting in underneath Dan Tom Kia and very nearly flipping him towards the arena sidewall. But Dan Tom Kia's weight was crucial there, perhaps 100 kilos. Their lifting arm is up. They're over. They're up. They're over. They're on their side. Well, look at this. This is brilliant stuff. They're like a little frog hopping about out there, Dan Tom Kia. A little frog in a big arena pond containing the likes of Sergeant Bash. Firestorm's taking on Sergeant Bash. No. Graham, no, that's it. Dan Tom Kia, you're supposed to be fighting. This is brilliant. Theatrics, almost balletic from Dan Tom Kia. Jumping around. Quicker than Fred Astaire out there. In underneath. Firestorm now. OK, boys, we've had the dancing, we've had the prancing. Now let's get that metal munching mayhem together. Firestorm in underneath Dan Tom Kia again. They're over on their side. Very nearly demolishing our arena sidewall in the process. That is not allowed. We will remember. Sergeant Bash watches on as Shunt is in the thick of the action here. In the CPZ, down comes the Shunt axe onto the top of Dan Tom Kia. What a battle this is. They know they're in a fight. Firestorm is trying to get Dan Tom Kia out, but it just has not got enough power to shove that mighty Dan Tom Kia machine away. Are they still mobile? I don't think they are. Michael Lambert and Danny's 16-year-old son having a little bit of a conflab there. I don't think Dan Tom Kia is mobile here. It's stuck. It's not moving. And any moment, Graham Bone's going to come in for the kill, unless, of course, Shunt gets there first. Well, a terrific battle, but all that self-righting must have taken something out of Dan Tom Kia. The ref bot comes in any second now. I think you'll see the countdown, yes, starting. Oh, well, what a disappointing end for Dan Tom Kia, but what a terrific fight this has been. This is what the All-Stars is all about. That was brilliant for me. Dan Tom Kia, the loser. The trouble is, they weren't using their flipper as offensively as the Firestorm machine. Defensively, they were working hard, but it was energy sapping. And Firestorm once again proving such a durable machine. So we're about to say, any second now, ta-ta, Dan Tom Kia. Exactly. Couldn't put it better myself. Graham and Hazel, march on.
Flipping brilliant! Dan Tom Kia consigned to the pit of oblivion. Firestorm are victorious! Dan Tom Kia, can't you see? You're not the new kids on the block anymore. People are preparing for you now. Yeah. Two really evenly matched robots. And some of the best driving from you guys we've seen in years.
I fought very, very hard that time. I tried very hard, did my best. Link come out again.
Yeah.
They beat me fair and square.
This wasn't your day, no. But you will live to fight another one, won't you?
Most certainly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Tom Kia! How'd you feel that, Richard? It was touch and go.
Yeah, very touch and go, yeah. I mean, as you say, very evenly matched robots.
Very similar design as well, you know. Yeah, so, I mean, your self-writer working very well as well.
Yeah.
You know. But now, bigger brother, Tornado.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer to see?
I don't know. Probably bigger brother, because we haven't fought them. But we'd like Tornado, give him another go at Tornado.
Yeah. Who are you scared of? I mean, do you think bigger brother can get you out of the arena?
They probably can, but you do less damage going out the arena than some staying with the house robots.
True, but you're kind of... You take on the house robots all the time, though. You had a good go at shunts again.
Yeah.
Your robot is so tenacious, it goes on and on and on. It's like an Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, in that one, though, because we're using the flipper so much, the valves were freezing up, so that it wasn't as powerful. You weren't getting the flow rate through. Otherwise, I would have had shunt over.
So, come on, Bigger Brother or Tornado, who do you think you can do?
Either.
Either.
Bring him on! Ladies and gentlemen, Firestorm 4!